Well, hello, this is Chris Kelly with PayNet by SupportWorks. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We're going to do a demo today on e-processing network. It's one of the hundreds of different softwares that we work with. We picked this one specifically for quite a few different reasons, for the processing environment and also the different avenues and different environments in which this software works for the dealer network, and be very flexible and be able to answer the challenges that different dealers face out there. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here. When you go to e-processing network, you just go to merchant login, and this is a demo account. So once you go there, you could feel free to log in and mess around with this account as you need to learn a little bit more about it and how it does work. Once you do get in there, you want to use the username 080880 and the password 080880 lowercase pw. So once you go ahead and log in, you're going to first see the dashboard here. The dashboard is just basic information, talk about current transactions, what the volume is, so on and so forth. It has a little bit more in-depth reporting, and we'll get into that in just a second here. So what we're going to do first is we're going to go to the online terminal. The online terminal is used for if you need to key in transactions, someone calls up the phone, or somebody brings the information back and the office needs to key it in, whatever that looks like here. But also, more importantly, we do retain customers' information. This is a feature a lot of the dealers like. So this way you don't have to go searching for customers' information, so on and so forth. So once you log in here, it's going to already put in all the information that is needed, and also the card or cards. If they use multiple cards, you'd be able to pick from those cards. Or if your phone operators are working with the customer on the phone and they notice there are a few different cards on there, that they could say, well, would you like me to process the card that ends in 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So it keeps that information correct and easy to run. The nice part about this too is if a card changes for various different reasons, if it's for fraud, or that they have their expiration date has expired, the information that we gather from the card issuer, that would be like Chase Bank or Bank of America, Capital One, whatever the issuer is, we scrape this information on a daily basis to make sure that you have the most up-to-date card information. This is helpful for various different reasons, but especially if you're doing recurring payments. The last thing that you want is the card information to decline, and then take the time to reach back out to the customer, let them know the card that was on file is now, the expiration date is wrong, so on and so forth. Studies show that you lose customers that way. But it also is time consuming. It's part of that soft cost that really gets in there and hurts the business at the end of the day. So for here, this is basic information. You'd put in the card amount information, if you had any discounts, tax, and what that is for, and if it's tax exempt. Basic gateway, right? This is pretty simple stuff. Now, security code, when we get here, this is going to be either the 3 digits on the back for Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or the 4 digits on the front. So this will allow you to put that information in there. Now, this is a security measure. This doesn't affect your rates at all, but it is more secure for a processing environment. And it's one we highly encourage when you're taking a card, especially for the first time. That's going to be your first indicator, along with what's called address verification systems. Address verification systems has to do with putting in the street address and the zip code correctly when you process a card. Now, most importantly, I'm going to go right back up here to add a new customer. When you are putting in the information for this new customer, or if you have to update an existing one, you're going to see billing information. One of the biggest problems that we see with people that are accepting credit cards is when they want to put in this information, they ask them for their home address. Now, that could also be their billing address, but not always. So whatever the billing information is what needs to be entered here. Probably one of the easiest ways to screw up a transaction, just because it's misspoken in the way that you ask the customer. This does have an effect on your processing rates overall. So you do want to make sure that every customer that you're keying in, you get the correct billing information. So real important. That's called address verification systems. We get down here, you're going to see PO or customer code information. Now this is very important for corporate cards, procurement cards, so on and so forth. Now what this is by Visa, MasterCard, and Discover, American Express's requirements for these types of cards, that you have to put in this information for it to qualify or clear at a lower cost. By missing this information, and the requirements, it's called level 2 processing, is that you enter in the tax information and you enter in the customer code. Now, most people that are carrying these cards don't know what their codes are. You would find them on your statements, but the requirement is that you have a 5-digit number in there. So what we tell people to do is first, never just put in 5 ones. That does not qualify. Put in a zip code. So, if you put in your local zip code, their zip code, whatever that may be, that does say that that was attempted, which does help for qualification. Now, we have a very unique product on our networks because we know that this is a problem for a lot of companies to capture this information. So if you did miss it, this is brand new, just past couple months we've started running it. This allows you, if you did miss it, our system will allow us to put this information back, fill it in for you. So if you did miss it, it did used to be a big problem because the cost does significantly go up, but our system will notice that you missed it and we'll put that information in there for you. And then if you have an invoice number that you use internally, you can put this in there as well, and that will process it for you automatically. Activity reports. With the activity reports, now this is going to let you see what's going on daily for a date range for the month, and you can really get deep into this information here if you need to, even see your current batch, so on and so forth. If we really need to dive into this on a different demo, I'd be happy to do that, or in real time as well, so we can go through all the different benefits. But I just wanted to let you know, and I'm just going to touch on here, that we do have quite a bit of information that is available to you for reporting purposes. In addition to our own reporting that's outside of this called Your Access One, that is even more information that is readily available to you. That's at the processor level, and we could definitely go through that on another opportunity as well. Go get into bill pay. It's a feature that a lot of people do like here. In bill pay, this allows you to send an invoice directly to your customer for them to pay via email. So if they are, not wanting to do a payment over the phone, they want you to send them an invoice via email. You would put all that information in here. You would then send it, and they have a click here type button to make that payment via email. And then also we have all the reporting that comes along with that for open invoices, paid invoices, voided invoices. Great reporting here. And then once that transaction is paid, you do receive an email, and so does your customer. And that's on all payments. If that is done in office, via email, or in person. So that's all readily available to your company. Recurring billing. Recurring billing is a great feature here that allows you to split up payments or do a monthly payment. You could start it on any day that you want to do. You could do it weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, every 2 months, quarterly, semi-annually, annually, however you want to do it. And you could do it for 12 months, 3 months, however you want to set up those payments, or just keep it going forever. So You can mess around with this yourself, but this is a great way to break up payments. Also, some people use it if the customer has, say, a $10,000 difference that they just can't get financing for, or you want to set up your own payments for them. You can put your payments in here and break up that $10,000 by, say, $2,500 for 4 times every month. And do that payment there as well. This system works automatically in the background for you. And again, every time this does process a transaction, you will receive notification that it has been received and it has processed. I'm going to go ahead and jump down to the user manager. There are a ton of different features that are in this system. I'm just going to touch on ones that are most popular here. So in here, you can go ahead and create your own users for each person. Now you can choose these roles and name them as you want. In this demo here, it's accounting manager, clerk, senior clerk. So however you want to set these up, if this is in the office, or if you have outside sales reps, if it's by person, so on and so forth. We'll show you how to do that as well. But essentially, you go in there and you create the customer, or the user that you want to have out there and processing, and then you control what they can do as far as they can view customers or not. They can process returns or not, and a lot of people like to turn that returns off only for, say, managers or people that are authorized to do returns within the company, and not being able to allow everyone to do returns. A few different reasons for that. One of the primaries, though, if you get a disgruntled employee and they want to give themselves a $100 raise, by processing their own return on their credit card, believe me, we see that all the time. You'll get a call from our security team saying, hey, we noticed that there was no transaction associated with this. Do you happen to know, XYZ? And you're like, oh yeah, they work for us out in the field. Well, they just processed themselves $100. Then you guys have to look for a new employee. So that's one of the reasons. Others is you want to make sure that you're returning to good transactions and so on and so forth. You want them to process sales. So again, you can set the various different roles, and you can always watch what they are doing out in the field. We have batch uploading. So if you had a bunch of transactions that you need to upload and process at a time, you could do that as well. And ePN Mobile. So this is what ePN Mobile is out in the field. This is where you would go to assign all the different types of card readers that are out there. So for the various different people that are using ePN Mobile, they'll have access to process transactions and do all the types of transactions that you need done in the field. We highly recommend that for a lot of different reasons. One, it's more secure. That's a big one. It's good for face-to-face transactions. Consumers, after all the reports and studies that we've done, always feel more comfortable processing the card in field versus calling it in, putting it through a website, and also, especially which is not PCI compliant, writing it down. Writing it down is not ever a good thing. There's PCI compliant stuff that comes along with that. And if there was ever a breach, there's a lot of problems that come along with writing it down and exposing consumer card information. Other reasons as well is it's more cost effective. The lowest processing that you'll be able to do is by swiping cards. The interchange, the cost of processing those cards are always lower when you do it in person. And swiping it. So when I say swiping, that also includes dipping the card. Most cards today are chip cards, and that allows you to just insert the card into the reader, which ours is all Bluetooth, and makes it very simple and easy in the environment. We've also made it very easy for the ePN mobile to be very user friendly. We've had various different readers over the years, and we've came to the best mix, which is this Bluetooth reader. Now, when when we get them to your office, they're going to have two things. One's a lanyard that they can wear around their neck and keep the reader available. It's also, it comes with a case that they can carry it around with them, but it also comes with a double-sided sticky. So if they want to stick it to the back of a clipboard or their computer, whatever that looks like, we could do that as well. We try to make it as easy for them to process with their phones, Apple and Android, tablets, also Android, Apple. So it is a great reader that we got phenomenal feedback across all the different channels. Then also here we have e-processing network plugin or sync, and that is for using with QuickBooks and syncing that information in there. And then also we do have a portal that if you want to have on your website a payment page where people go in and enter in their credit card information, you can have that page there, and then you would enter in their invoice number. And again, back to your accounting department, you would then be able to reconcile that transaction. So hopefully I didn't go too quick here. This is just the high level of how e-processing networks system does work. It handles multiple environments. There are even additional programs in addition to this that allows you to process even we have one called JPOS. So if you did have a store, and at your office, or you had a counter in which people need to come up and make payments, we could do that as well. The nice part about this, if you're taking payments out in the field, in a store, online, over the phone, it all comes back to this one portal. So we can handle all those different environments for you and process these transactions securely in a very efficient way. This is in addition the backbone to all the SupportWorks apps. This is an API product, which means we can integrate this into how you want to process payments within your own software. So we could get into that at another time. Great, easy integration. But if you need flexibility for if it's custom applications for how your software works, if you're doing it over the phone, over the internet, in person, at the counter, this software handles all of that for you in a quick, efficient way. So hopefully I didn't miss anything that was highly important, but if I did, please let me know. Please feel free to email me, chris.kelly@supportworkspaynet.com. And also feel free to give me a call on my cell phone, 407-818-7401. I want to take this time to thank you for taking the time to watch this. And again, if you have any questions, please let me know. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.